Think, and Grow Rich: The Art of Wealth Creation. Greetings, dear audience and friends. Nowadays, many people believe that so-called chicken soup for the soul quotes, those inspirational sayings spreading across social media, are more empty talk than practical advice. You read them, but nothing changes. These repetitive lines easily resonate with the underprivileged, like the phrase, "Failure is the mother of success." Most people don't deeply reflect on the meaning behind such sayings. They merely seek temporary comfort for their souls. Over time, their subconscious starts to embrace failure, and some even compile these sayings into what they call success studies. If success studies are misunderstood in this way, I too find it nauseating. However, one book helped me break free from the mindset of the poor majority. When you see it, you might be as surprised as I was back then. Not only were America's top billionaires like oil tycoon Rockefeller, Henry Ford, Edison, and sales legend Joe Girard avid readers of this book, but so were 2 U.S. presidents. Why? Do you know the most valuable asset the world's most successful people possess? It's their mindset. And the book is called Think and Grow Rich. I'm not exaggerating when I say that in this world, you can skip every other book. But you, must read this one. Because humans face only 2 core problems: survival and reproduction. In today's capitalist society, to excel at both, you need money. So, where does money come from? The answer is to ask those who have actually made it. But will they share all their secrets with you? If you asked 500 billionaires, would their collective answers be reliable? The author of this book, Napoleon Hill, started as a poor journalist. One day, while interviewing steel magnate Andrew Carnegie, Carnegie asked him, "Are you willing to work for me? I'll introduce you to the wealthiest, most powerful, and famous people in the world. Interview them and write a book about the common traits they share." When you study enough successful people, their shared traits will reveal the law of success. This will be a monumental project, because you'll help people born into poverty, like you, learn how to become rich. But there's a catch: no salary. Normally, anyone would think this was a scam, right? Yet Napoleon Hill not only agreed, but worked on it for 30 years. He did what other poor people couldn't. He worked without expecting payment. That's why his book became the cornerstone of success studies, helping countless poor kids, including me, someone who once had nothing, achieve financial freedom. When I read this book, I felt like the world was at my feet. Trust me, you'll never fully grasp its contents. Even if you read it 100 times, each reading brings new insights. It's like a secret martial arts manual. The deeper your inner strength, the broader your knowledge and vision. And you'll realize that all wealth-building strategies in the world can be traced back to this book. Yet, if you truly grasp its essence, one reading is enough. If you're watching this video to the end, I believe I can help you lower the barrier to financial freedom. This channel is dedicated to sharing wealth-building mindsets for entrepreneurs, investors, and the affluent. If you don't want to miss out, subscribe to my channel for free and turn on notifications. First, what I'm about to say may challenge many people's values, but it's the most fundamental principle. Hate poverty, love wealth. You must listen patiently to build a solid foundation. We stand forever opposed to the poor. and only respect and support the rich. I could just say, love the rich, without mentioning hate the poor, to avoid offending anyone. But have you noticed that 97% of people in this world sympathize with the weak and despise the strong? That's what's truly absurd. Many complain about poverty, while working tirelessly from dawn to dusk to earn money. Yet they badmouth their boss behind their back. They lose money in the stock market and curse those who fleeced them. Feeling wronged, they gather on forums with other underdogs to comfort each other. Can such people become bosses? Can they become stock market wizards? The saddest part is that deep down, they want to be rich, but turn around and curse the very rich they aspire to be. How can you become someone you secretly despise? The first thing we must do is admire those who are better than us, those who have achieved results. Luck always comes full circle. One day, when you become rich, you'll want to be part of their world, and you'll hope they respect you, right? So, why not start today by valuing and respecting them? Why not support truly useful knowledge, like liking this video, for example? I'm not joking. When you like my video, YouTube will recommend more similar content that can genuinely help you. This means that if you admire the rich, the universe will naturally bring rich people into your life. But this admiration can't be superficial. It must come from the heart. I see people praising others outwardly while secretly harboring envy, jealousy, or resentment. You can't hide that. For example, when I took my parents house hunting, many looked at me with disdain, assuming that at my age, I could only afford a house because my father was already rich. They thought I was just born into wealth, a second-generation rich kid. They'd say, "What's so great about that? Wealth doesn't last 3 generations. Rich heirs will go bankrupt eventually." But I'm not a second-generation rich kid. Every penny I've earned came from picking myself up after setbacks. They don't know that, so they harbor prejudice and spend their lives watching others buy houses. In fact, being born into the right family is a skill in itself. If you weren't, isn't that your problem? What I really want to say is that the third-generation rich kids who go bankrupt, as seen in TV dramas or news, are the minority. The second-generation rich, I know, are incredibly hard-working, to the point where I feel my intelligence pales in comparison. Take, for example, someone I admire, Douglas Ho, son of Macau's casino king. Logically, he doesn't need to lift a finger. His wealth, in a lifetime of work, couldn't match what Douglas earns in his sleep. A second of his income might equal your monthly salary. Yet, he won gold medals in the Math Olympiad for 5 consecutive years, became the youngest person in history to earn a master's in finance from MIT, and is proficient in guitar, piano, and the language of finance. If your father were a casino king, could you achieve what he has? I certainly couldn't. If you're not working hard without money, how will you work hard when you have it? Why do they keep striving? Because from a young age, they received an education different from ours. Their teachers taught them to be bosses, while our schools trained us to be employees. That's why we should befriend second-generation rich kids. They were born holding a golden key, truly lucky. When you get close to lucky people, you absorb their energy and become luckier. When I negotiate business with them, their insights into commerce, taught by their parents' lifelong experience, are things no book can teach. It's like playing chess. If a novice plays with a master for a month, unless they're intellectually challenged, they'll become a master by absorbing the master's thinking. If you don't have rich people around you, start by studying or reading books to learn their strategies and emulate their thinking. Early on, I realized I had to genuinely appreciate the rich because they provided real examples of success, showing me that my dreams were achievable. That's what it means to love the rich. Why should we hate the poor, because negative, poor people will always douse you with cold water, dragging your energy down to their level. If someone I interact with has lower value than me and criticizes my business methods, I cut them out of my life. You might ask, what if their criticism is valid? If they were truly capable, why are they poorer than me? They attack me because their methods don't work. Should I become poor like them? The most detestable trait is not knowing one's limits. I've seen people criticize celebrities for plastic surgery and then try to discuss it with me. I shut them down. What right do you have to judge someone richer than you? You could get surgery too. Would you earn their income? People who don't focus on themselves are inherently useless, offering no value. To be clear, I've never had plastic surgery. My point is, back when I was a broke student, some older high-earning professionals mocked me when I said I wanted to start a business instead of working for someone else. They thought, we're smarter than you and don't dare to start businesses, so who are you to try? The result: their education serves me now. They work late to protect my interests, bowing to me for a small fee. Their income was higher than mine as a student, but that didn't mean their value surpassed mine. Even when I had no money, I was already rich, because every day I studied entrepreneurship, investing, and wealth building, while they only thought about being better employees. Sometimes, these low-value people are family or partners, and we can't choose that. I love Taiwanese author Lin Qingxuan's story. At 8, he decided he'd become a great writer. When his father asked what a writer was, he said, someone who writes at home, sends it out, and gets money back. His father slapped him, saying, "Fool, there's no such easy job. If there were, I'd have done it." Later, Lin said, he also dreamed of traveling the world. His father slapped him again, saying, "I'd bet my life you'll never go that far." Lin's response nearly brought me to tears. No one, not even my father, can guarantee my life. That resonates with anyone who started from nothing. No one, not even our parents, can sway us. Lin Qingxuan became famous, earned money, and left Taiwan. His first stop, Egypt, where he stayed for 3 months. He realized everything happens for a reason, to perfect us. We don't choose our birthplace or family, and they may discourage us. But when you can't escape your circumstances, it's the universe's way of training you. As a kid, I preferred solitude. At school, they forced us into group tasks, but I thought, I can do this better alone. Why share the credit? That made me unpopular and bullied verbally, but I realized early that schools train you to be useless. Even after graduation, people seek collaboration, claiming it's team spirit, but they're just sheep in a herd. I chose to be a lone wolf. True collaboration doesn't need to be taught. It's natural when you're capable. 2 strong people working together, each excelling, is better than 100 clueless people. So, focus on maximizing your abilities. I was isolated as a kid, but that's fine. Others' words are their business. We decide what they mean. Those who mocked my entrepreneurial dreams proved their own foolishness. Enough. Tendake and grow rich. There's a story about a man who dreamed of striking gold. He borrowed heavily to dig, but gave up when he hit a fault line with no gold. Another man bought his mine cheaply and dug just 30 centimeters deeper, uncovering vast gold deposits. Many inspirational quotes come from this story, like success is just one step away. Consider the deeper question, why do we persist so stubbornly despite hardships and scorn? The book answers, because we have a burning desire for our dreams. When desire is strong enough, it fuels ambition, overcoming laziness, fear, and self-doubt. Where does this desire come from? I've studied Eastern and Western mysticism, and in prayer rituals, there's always a step called making a wish. I researched famous temples and found their wish-making methods similar. The book outlines 6 crucial steps I followed religiously. Specify a precise amount of money you desire. Saying, "I want lots of money," doesn't work. I wanted $1 million USD, thinking it would let me retire and support my family. Determine what you're willing to sacrifice. Nothing comes without effort. While my peers played, I studied wealth building, took courses, read finance books, worked side jobs, and started a side hustle. Set a deadline. I decided to earn $1 million by college graduation, 2 years. 4. Create a clear plan and act immediately. Ready or not, I explored wholesale. Buy low, sell high. Customers paid deposits, which I used to source products. I used side job earnings to network with suppliers and joined young entrepreneur groups to connect with exporters. My plan was to repeat this process for more orders. 5. Write a concise statement of your goal. Mine was I'll relentlessly learn about entrepreneurship and wealth building. By date, I'll earn $1 million USD through wholesale. Writing it clarifies your commitment. 6. Read this statement aloud twice daily, before bed and upon waking, visualizing, feeling, and believing you've achieved it. These steps sound silly, even superstitious, but I followed them diligently and still do. I only earned $100,000, but that changed my destiny. While others graduated with debt, I had $100,000 in working capital. I later realized these steps align with the law of attraction. Wish, believe, achieve, the believe. You must be grateful, as gratitude brings happiness. See my previous videos for details. You might wonder how I crafted my goal statement. At college entrepreneur events, I noticed rich people actively promoted themselves, sharing their value. I initially found this showy and distasteful, but after attending more events, I realized my aversion to self-promotion was my biggest obstacle. Others gained business opportunities through it, while I left events empty-handed. I learned that 90% of famous people come from sales. As I've said, we're all salespeople daily. To woo someone, you promote yourself. To get your kid to do homework, you persuade them. Whether you learn nothing else from this video, know this: you're always selling, and your wealth depends on how well you promote yourself. People dislike selling due to past scams or rejection. Those experiences are unpleasant, but irrelevant. Now, if you shun sales because of a few bad actors, you'll be stuck in a desk job. Even for promotions, you must sell yourself to your boss. If you hate that and others don't, they'll surpass you. If face-to-face sales scare you, try online. Love gaming, record gameplay tutorials, post on YouTube, and earn ad revenue without showing your face. With enough views, businesses will pay you to promote their brands. It's low risk, high reward. The most fascinating part of us, think and Grow Rich is the final chapter on the sixth sense and creative imagination, the path to wisdom's temple. This is the ultimate secret. When stuck, we can seek real-life mentors. But Napoleon Hill went further, consulting Galileo, Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, Confucius, and Buddha through imagination. Their ideas, recorded in books, guided him. I've read countless books, forgetting most, but keep a dozen truly useful ones on my shelf, rereading them often. I can't memorize them, but their authors' ideas are etched in my subconscious. When faced with choices, like whether to dine with someone or work, I ask, what would Li Ka-shing do? When negotiating, I think, how would Trump approach this? When pursuing someone, I wonder, what would Sun Tzu do? Initially, I consciously emulated greats, but now my sixth sense and intuition, honed by this practice, guide me. Hill wrote, I had nothing. By accepting Carnegie's offer to interview the world's richest, I uncovered a secret that made me a billionaire. He adds that if you discover this secret while reading, you can stop, as it might appear in the introduction. First chapter, middle, or end. But it's there. If the book doesn't help you, reading was pointless. But if you read it seriously, as a dialogue with yourself, you'll realize the content matters less than the insights you gain. That's wisdom, not just knowledge. Knowledge is others' summaries. Wisdom is your unique thinking system, generating endless knowledge. Due to time, I'll stop here. I share free insights on becoming rich, entrepreneurial, and financially free. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video widely. I wish everyone who liked this video achieves financial freedom soon. If you found even one or two helpful insights, I'm fulfilled. I'm FortuneCraft, and I'll see you next time.